tutorials to help you understand about
functions and relations,
rational equations,
rational functions,
graphing rational functions,
inverse function,
exponential equation,
exponential function,
and graphing functions.
This is an example of a relation. 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 1, 4. The domain of the relation is a set of x values 1, 2, 5, 1. And the range of the relation is a set of y values 3, 4, 7, 4. As we can see, 1 in the domain corresponds 3 and 4 of the range, and it's a relation. This is an example of a function. -2, 4, -1, 1, 1, 5, and 2, -2. The domain of the function is a set of x values -2, -1, 1, and 2. And the range of the function is a set of y 4, 1, 5, and -2. This is a function because no two ordered pairs have the same first component and different second components.
Function y equals g of x equals x squared. So if x is 0, 0 squared is 0. Then if x is 1, 1 squared is 1. So 1 and 1. If x is 2, 2 squared is 4. 2, 4. If x is -1, -1 squared is 1. So and last, if x is -2, -2 squared is 4. So -2. connect. Rational equation. Example number 1. 1 over 2x plus 5 equals 3 over x plus 5. We will find the value of x. So first, find the LCM. The LCM here is 2x plus 5 and x plus 5. To remove the denominator, we will multiply both sides by their LCM. Multiply. 1 over 2x plus 5 times x plus 5 times 2x plus 5. So, cancelled out 2x plus 5. So, 1 times x plus 5 equals 3 over x plus 5 times x plus 5 times 2x plus 5. Cancelled out x plus 5. So, the remain is 3 times 2x plus 5. Copy x plus 5 equals distribute 3 times 2x plus 5. 3 times 2x equals 6x plus 3 times 5 equals 15. So now we can find the value of x by transposing. X transpose 6x becomes negative 6x equals 15 transpose 5. Positive 5 becomes negative 5. X minus 6x equals negative 5x equals 15 minus 5 equals 10. To cancel out negative 5, divide both sides by negative 5. Cancelled out. X equals 10 over negative 5. So the value of x is negative 2. Oh, shoot. Example number 2. 20 over r minus 20 over r minus 2 equals 4 over r. To find r, first is to find LCM. So the LCM is r times r minus 2. Multiply both sides by r times r minus 2. 20 over r times r minus 2. 20 over r times r cancelled out r. 20 r minus 2. Cancelled out r minus 2. 20 times r equals negative 20r. Equals 4 over r times r minus 2. Cancelled r. So 4 r minus 2. Distribute. 20 times r minus 2 equals 20r. 20 times negative 2 equals negative 40. Minus 20 times r equals 20r equals 4 times r minus 2 is 4r minus 8. 20r minus 20r cancel. So negative 40 equals 4r minus 8. Transpose negative 8. Negative 40. Negative 8 becomes positive 8. Equals 4r. Negative 40 plus 8 equals negative 32. equals 4r. To cancel 4, divide both sides by 4. Cancel. R equals negative 8.
Function example number 1. F of x equals x plus 1 over x plus 4. We will find the vertical and the horizontal asymptote. So first, to find the vertical asymptote, equate the denominator to 0. X plus 4 equals to 0. So transpose 4, so x equals negative 4. So this is the vertical asymptote. Horizontal asymptote. Note that n is degree of the numerator, while k is the degree of the denominator. And if n is less than k, the horizontal asymptote y equals 0. And if n equals k, the horizontal asymptote y equals a over b. The ratio of leading coefficient is the horizontal asymptote. If n greater than k, there is no horizontal asymptote. F of x equals x plus 1 over x plus 4. So the degree of the numerator here is 1. So the degree of the denominator here is 1. N equals k. So this is the condition that we will use. Y equals a over b. The leading coefficient here is 1. And also here, the leading coefficient is 1. So 1 over 1. Or y equals 1. So this is the horizontal asymptote. Example number 2. F of x equals 3 over x minus 4. The vertical asymptote, equate the denominator to 0. So x minus 4 equals to 0. Negative 4, so x equals 4. So this is our vertical asymptote.
Find the horizontal asymptote. We will find the degree of each. The degree of numerator here is 0. And the denominator here is 1. N is less than k. So this is the condition that we will use. So the horizontal asymptote here is y equals 0.
Of the rational function, we need to know the horizontal and vertical asymptote and the table of values. And here's our given. F of x is equal to 3 over x minus 4. And the vertical asymptote here is is equal to 4. And the horizontal asymptote is y is equal to 0. To find the table of values, substitute each x values of all real numbers except 4. So, let x is equal to 1 and 3 over, and substitute x to 1. 3 over negative 3 or negative 1 and so on. This is our table of values. We have now the asymptote and the table of values, so we can now graph it in our Cartesian plane. First, we will plot now the vertical and horizontal asymptote. Oh. X equals 4. And our horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. This line here is our horizontal asymptote. We will plot now the points of our table of value. 1 and negative 1, 2 and negative 1.5, 3 and negative 3. We will plot also these points. 5 and 3, 6 and 1.5, and 7 and 1. When we graph it, the line will go closer and closer but will never reach the asymptote. So this is how to graph a rational function.
Find the inverse of a function, you have to follow this simple step. Replace f of x by y. Step 2. Interchange x and y variables. Solve for y in terms of x transpose negative 4. Okay. Last step is replace y by f inverse of x. So the answer is f inverse of x equals x plus 4. Example number 2. Find the inverse of f of x equals 1/3 x plus 1. Step 1. Replace f of x by y. Step 2. Interchange x and y variables. Solve for y in terms of x. Transpose 1 so it becomes x minus 1. To cancel out 1/3, multiply both sides by 3. 3 times x equals 3x. 3 times negative 1 equals negative 3 equals 1/3 y times 3 equals y. Replace y by f inverse of x. So the answer is f inverse of x equals 3x minus 3.
Example number 1. 3 raised to x plus 1 equals 81. Express 81 as a power of 3. So, 3 raised to x plus 1 equals 3 to the power of 4. Of exponential equation. Cancel both 3. So, x plus 1 equals 4. So, x equals 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 equals 3. So, x equals 3. Put the value of x to 3. So, 3 raised to 3 plus 1 equals 3 over 4. 1 equals 4. So, 3 to the power of 4 equals 3 to the power of 4.
Check.
2. 32 raised to x equals 64.
Go.
Express 32 and 64 as a power of 4. So, 4 raised to 2x equals 4 to the power of 4.
Go.
Property of exponential equation, cancel out 4. So, 2x equals 4. Cancel out to divide both sides by 2. So, the answer is x equals 2. Substitute the value of x to 2. So, 4 raised to 2 equals 4 to the power of 4. 4 raised to 4 equals 4 raised to 4.
Example number 1. F of x equals 4 raised to x minus 64. Let f of x equals 0. Then 0 equals 4 raised to x minus 64. So solve for x. Transpose 4 raised to x and it will become negative 4 raised to x. Then negative 4 raised to x is equal to negative 64.
Go.
And then divide both sides by negative 1. So 4 raised to x equals 64. So express 64 as a power of 4.
Go.
4 raised to x equals 4 raised to 3. The property of exponential equation cancelled out 4. So x equals 3.
Thank you for watching. Hope you understand it well. Bye!